What's going on, guys? Rose here, and today I have a deck profiler for you guys on my Dino Thunder deck. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button now for some more awesome content. But more importantly, don't forget to click that bell button so that you're notified whenever a video goes up. And if you maybe like what you see here, go ahead, subscribe. I already said go and subscribe. Maybe like the video if you like what's going on. Comment below if you have any questions at all. And if you maybe want to help support the channel, which honestly, guys, I could really use it. So don't be shy if you really want to help. I would be so grateful. But to help, you can become a patron, which the link is in the description below. In the description below, I also leave my my Gmail, which is connected to my PayPal. If you want to do a donation through PayPal, then that's there. And if you maybe want to send some cards in to help complete some deck profiles so I can profile them physically, then go ahead and contact me on my social media and we'll discuss what you want to send in. You could always just send some stuff in just to be nice as well. If you really want as well, you could always send a letter in. That's completely up to you guys. So let's go ahead and get started on this deck profile, shall we? So we have the Red Ranger, the Blue Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, the White Ranger, and the Black Ranger. That's going to be it for this deck profile. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I had to make this joke. There was a old Power Rangers series I remembered called Dino Thunder, and legit we have a deck profile going on called Dino Thunder. I absolutely had to make a joke about this. So, I'm sorry if it was a little cringy. Let's go ahead for real to the deck profile. So we had two Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, absolutely completely destructive, just absolutely massive this card is. Usually you only really need to make one, but when you make two, it just is the best feeling in the world. There's really nothing to say about this card other than it is an absolute monster. Running triple Overtext. Sometimes you're going to want to make this instead of the Tyranno turn 1 because Quatless is able to negate spells and traps by destroying a monster in your hand or field. So you can either destroy itself or something you're holding in hand, which preferably you'd want to... Actually, it would really depend on the situation, honestly. But then, if it's sent to the grave, if you destroy itself and send it to the grave, you can search your double evolution pill. So, really good card. I really feel you should use this at 3. Now, most people don't run the normal Thunder Dragon, but this card is actually really amazing in the deck. You need to run it. Because if you have Titan on the field, and you use Thunder Dragon's effect to search one copy and do it twice, you get the destruction effect of Titan twice as well, because Titan's destruction effect is not limited to once per turn. So, Thunder Dragon really makes use of its effect. Then running Triple Bolt Thunder Dragon. Quick effect, you can discard this card during either player's turn and another copy, and if it's banished, or if it's sent from field to grave, you get to add any Thunder Dragon card from your deck to your hand except for itself. Then we have Thunder Dragon Roar. Oh, did I call this Bolt? This is Thunder Dragon Dark, my bad. Bolt, that was, and this is Thunder Dragon Roar. This card is banished or sent from field to grave. You can special summon any Thunder Dragon from your deck in defense position. Then, well, not then, there's also the effect, if this card is, you can discard this card to add any Thunder Dragon that's banished or in your grave. So very toolboxy, as well as this. Both dark types are very toolboxy. Thunder Dragon Hawk. It has a recycle effect, but most of the time you're not going to use it for that. Primarily, you're going to want to use it for this effect, which is to discard it to special summon one of your banished or engraved Thunder Dragons, which is really good. And then we have Thunder Dragon Matrix. If this card's banished or sent from field to grave, add another copy from your deck to your hand. And it also has a quick effect during either player's turn. You can discard this card to target one of your Thunder monsters, and it gets 500 attack. Running triple Overraptor. We can search it out, and plus we use this to send our Quatless to grave so we can search our evolution pill. Really good. And then we have the one Giant Rex that we could also send off the Oviraptor if needed. This card's banished, we get it to field. Really simple, really good. Running for hand traps, we're only running 4. Running Double Veiler. You can use it multiple times per turn, opponent's turn. And Ash, because it's just completely relevant right now in the meta. Hits so much. And we got Triple Allure. Now, if you use this and you haven't used your Thunder Dragon's Affected, the dark ones, it's an easy plus. Because if you banish Thunder Dragon Dark, you get a Thunder Dragon searched. You get to search a Thunder Dragon and add it to your hand, beside itself. And if you banish Thunder Dragon Roar off Allure, you get an extra monster as well. So Allure plus those 2 Thunder Dragons is an immediate +1, whether it's on the field or to hand. And then we're running Triple Fossil Dig to search out our Oviraptor or our Giant Rex, whichever we need at the time. And then we're running Triple Gold Sarcophagus. Absolutely amazing standard in the deck. You have to run this at 3. And then we have Triple Pill, because we can make some really enormous monsters with this that are just absolutely amazing to have. And plus it's searchable off our Overtext, but regardless, we want to see this card usually. Just, it's amazing. And then we have 2 Called by the Grave, because we want to make our plays without getting interrupted, so we stop hand traps with this if our opponent tries to use a hand trap on us. 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion, searchable, and you can't use more than 1 per turn, so only really need 1, honestly. And then 1 Foolish Burial, because we have a lot of cards that work with the Grave in this deck. Now for the extra deck, running 2 Titan, only really need 2 at most. At least in my honest opinion. I just feel 3's a little too much. Plus it just doesn't give you as much to work with in your extra deck. Same thing with Thunder Dragon Colossus. Only 2 because I feel 3 is a little overkill. And plus, worst case scenario, we can recycle any of our fusion monsters by using Thunder Dragon Fusion's fusion effect. So if we lost our Colossus, we can just return it to the extra deck and make it again. So easy as that. And then I'm running for a topologic kind of package, I'm running Bomber and Trisbana. Both are really good. This Bomber is good for wiping the main monster zone on both players' fields. Trisbana is good for wiping your opponent's back row. And plus, both of them trigger Thunder Dragon's effects, because when a Thunder Dragon is sent from field to grave or is banished, they get an effect off. And Bomber takes the field to grave part, and Trisbana does the banish part. So both these trigger the Thunder Dragons and are really powerful. Then we have the 2 Borals, the Boral Sword, Boral Load. Both are just incredibly powerful and are just completely relevant to have. You have to have these cards. They're just absolute amazing boss monsters to have, if you can get them out. And 1 Summon Sorceress, can't stress this enough. This card's just absolutely amazing. A really good combo enabler. If you don't have Summon Sorceress, don't worry. You could just, if you really feel like you want another Thunder Dragon in the extra deck, you can take this out and just put in another one of the fusions. It's perfectly fine. We are running the Nightmare package. Just gives us a nice little bit of control if we need it. So we run it for that purpose. We're running some Summer Summoner, because it's our usual Link 2 that we make for a Thunder field. Usually if you make this, your field will usually end on this and both fusion monsters being pointed at. 1 Lanforicus, just a generic Link 2 with double arrows. You want to open up your field as much as possible for your extra monsters, because we have such amazing extra monsters we can utilize in the deck. And then the 1 Linkuriboh, if we have to summon Thunder Dragon Matrix for a normal summon. But at least if we do it, we can link it away for Linkuriboh and we can get an additional search. Now for the side deck, it's really all up to preference, but I'm running 3 Sphere mode because I said this in my last video, there are just a lot of decks lately that are making fields with 3 monsters or more that make a really big impact on the duel. And if you can't get rid of them in some certain situations, you just won't be able to win that duel. Like against Thunder Dragons, if you see the Link 2 and both fusions, it's going to be hard to win, because those monsters have effects to keep them on the field. They just keep on banishing their grave, and then by doing that, they're getting more resources because they usually use their effects on their turn. But by using their saving effects that keep them on the field by banishing their Thunder Dragons, they get additional advantage off of it. So by using your Sphere mode to get rid of those 3, you won't have to worry about those effects. And plus, they don't have effects when they're sent from field to grave to give them plus, so really good to have. And plus, Pendulums like to make 3/4 negate fields, so we use Sphere mode to get those out. And then there's a lot of decks that like to extra link, so we break it with Sphere mode. 3 more hand traps, just Ogre. Just really good. And then, of course, for back row, we are running Twin Twister because there's just a lot of decks using back row in the meta right now. Between Sky Striker, True Draco, and Altergeist, we just don't want those floodgates staying on the field. And Sky Striker, we don't want them using Widow Anchor on us. So before we make our fields, we'll use Twin Twister to get rid of that, or maybe their engages. And then evenly matched, good for extra link and for back row decks, because it just gets rid of anything. Your opponent has to banish as much cards until they have the same amount as you. So if this is your only card on the field when you activate it, that means that your opponent has to banish until they have only 1 card. So this almost completely wipes your opponent's board. Whether they're using a deck that has floodgates, completely filled back row, or they extra link you with no back row, it just evenly matched is just an amazing card to have. I wish I did have it, but I don't. And finally, Red Reboot, because, again, Altergeist, True Draco, their floodgates are annoying to deal with, so we kind of try to deal with it with Red Reboot as well. So we have 9 answers to back row decks. There's a lot of back row decks, and having all this just really helps deal with them. So that is pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. Again, if you like what you see here, go ahead and subscribe now, and make sure you click that bell button so you're up to date with each and every one of my uploads. You're not going to want to miss one. All this week is going to be deck profiles. This is only the second of a few different variants of Thunder Dragons I've put together. There was normal Thunder Dragons for the most part, which I did yesterday. Today, which I did Dino Thunder Dragons. Tomorrow is probably going to be Invoked Thunder Dragons, and then I have a special Thunder Dragon variant that I was working on that is going to be up on Friday. The weekend is very debatable. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to upload because usually I have a lot of stuff to do on the weekends, but if I have some time, which I will try my best to make time, I will come up with 2 more deck profiles as well. So that's going to be it. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you want to help support the channel so deck profiles can be made and profiled physically, then you know what to do. Patreon, PayPal, and then you can contact me if you want to send some physical stuff if you don't feel like sending money through the internet. Because, guys, all honesty, I would really appreciate the support. I really don't want to do Yu-Gi-Oh stuff just for that, but I would like to give you guys physical content if you prefer it. But I would also at the same time like to have that physical decks that I do for content to take to tournaments in the future. The only tournament I've officially gone to, which really wasn't even that big, was a giant card tournament at what was it? Comic-Con? Yeah, the giant card tournament at Comic-Con, but I don't know, my deck just couldn't deal with it. It was a little bit difficult. So, guys, I honestly would really like to give you more content physically. If you can just lend your support, I would be so grateful. So, nothing else really to say besides all that. And thank you guys so much for watching, if you did. As far as signing off. Later, guys.